Still a few getting their bit of a drink, but that is totally fine. So thank you very, very much for all coming along tonight. It's an exciting evening for us as we launch our program into the next couple of years. I think I know most of you, but if I don't, I'm Jamie Davison, owner of Croydon Travel, and I've got all my wonderful staff here today, which I'll introduce through the night as we go along. Some of you have been to these events before, some it's first time, so thank you once again and for all your clientele. As many of you know, COVID hit 2019, 2020, and I took over Croydon Travel. I'd worked here for 30 odd years, and so I wanted to instigate and get something going that was a bit unique. Phil Asker, who owned the company before me, had always been very unique in developing tours to different places, but just doing it in a different way. So we've come up with the idea of doing hosted small group to unique and special destinations. So you'll hear about a few of those tonight. I wanted to harness not only the experience of all my staff and the knowledge that we've all got in the industry, but also the passion that we've all got for travel. We all love travel, we love sending people away, and so I think we're all very lucky that we do a job that we're all extremely passionate about. And then we looked at what works around the world, small group, etc. So again, you'll hear about that. Many of you follow us on social media, and some of you have been lucky enough this year to join our first two hosted tours that we've done this year. So we did Sri Lanka in March, which was hosted by Vikki, and we did Norfolk Island. We just got home on Tuesday with Jacinta. She had a great group across there, and the feedback we've had so far has just been amazing. So you know, it shows that what we're doing is working, and we wanted to develop it further. So thank you for those that have been on our tours already. Hopefully you go on some more in the future, and that's what we're here tonight to talk about. I'll just briefly summarise what we're going to go through, and then we've got different speakers, so you don't have to listen to me all night, which is good. The first one for next year will be the 5 stands, which a lot may have heard of. You may not have heard of it all, which is totally fine. But Vikki will be talking about that one tonight. There's a real aura for this region, the Silk Road history, but also a bit of the exotic Central Asia experience about it. We also wanted to harness the experience of people within the industry we know, and we've worked in conjunction with Joanne Taylor. Jo is a wonderful tour host, works for a lot of different companies that we've all worked with her over the years, and Jo will actually be hosting this tour. Vikki's put it together with her, and it's a finely crafted tour, 22 days, and Vikki will be up shortly to talk about that. Jo apologises she can't be here, but she's actually over there hosting another tour. I think this will be her 17th or 18th tour. She's very experienced in that area, so it'll be great to have her involved with us. We next have a Murray River cruise. That'll be in early November 2026, in fact over the time of Cup Week. Now, river cruising concept is not new to the travel industry. Many of you have done the river cruising in Europe, Vietnam, other places, but this is a unique concept close to home. We think this will appeal to people who maybe just want to do something with their friends close by, don't have to get on a plane, catch up with friends and see a very unique part of Australia. We're very lucky, Jacinta will be hosting that one. We're very lucky tonight that Nathalie's here from Murray River Paddlesteamers, and she'll be talking about this brand new luxury vessel that's coming in later this year, and we'll be using for our tour in November. We've done something very different with this one. We've gone with a full charter. So we are taking the whole ship, which is 19 cabins. So it's a big one for us to fill, but we're hoping that in conjunction with all of you, that we can have a great Croydon Travel Tours experience on that one. So Nathalie will be up shortly to speak about that. Then finally, this year and into next year is my 30-year anniversary of working with Croydon Travel, and I wanted to do something quite unique, something very different. So I talked to a lot of people within the travel industry who I trust, and I wanted to find something that was a new emerging destination, and somewhere that people might firstly think why, but then once they delve into it, know why I'm planning this one. I'm going to be hosting this one, and it's to Colombia and Panama in February 2027. Now, when I first thought of this, I thought, how am I going to put it all together? And then I came up and saw that AmaWaterways is built a brand new river cruise ship for Colombia, and AmaWaterways is very well known in the travel industry. In fact, they're the ones that many of you would have cruised on if you've done the Europe River Cruise. AmaWaterways was the ship that the shipping company that APT used. So it was a great way to get into a partnership, and we're looking at doing that, as I say, doing that tour in February 2027. Very lucky Kimmy Vaughan's here tonight from AmaWaterways, so she'll be talking about not only the river cruise itself, but how they've developed all the infrastructure, all the program and all the staffing for the program in Colombia. Now, for Ama to get involved and do this shows a lot of passion for the area, but shows extremely, one of the best travel companies in the world getting involved. So I'm looking forward to showing you all of these tours. We'll start off with Vikki in just a moment. At the end of this, I'll get back up, have a bit of a chat about the tours. We'll have some questions, and then we'll see how you go from there. So welcome, Vikki.
Thank you, Jamie, for the introduction. Shall I do my little clicky click?
Yep.
Great. And do I just press? Yep. Hopefully, pretty self-explanatory. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to come and sit with us while we work through what we believe are some really great journeys, and they're all really different. So hopefully you'll find one, if not more, that sparks your interest. So the 5 stands, a road less travelled. Whenever I speak to anybody, well, mainly my family and friends up until now, and I say the 5 stands, they say, where? And I've had a passion to travel through this region for over 15 years. The company that I previously worked for have delved into this area for many years. I haven't travelled there yet. I cannot wait to travel there later this year. Where are the stands? We don't travel to Afghanistan and we don't travel to Pakistan, so that's a good start. It is Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. Oh, try saying that quickly several times.
We want to hear it backwards.
Part of Central Asia, all former Soviet republics, connected by history, the Silk Road trade, really diverse landscapes and cultures. It's a peaceful, welcoming, and largely untouched by mass tourism area to travel to, and it's high on my wish list. And a lot of people that I am now connecting with have the same wish also. If they haven't travelled there already, they are really wanting to go. It is a real up and coming destination, and I'm happy to share just a brief overview with about each of the stands really quickly, because as Jamie said, I was hoping to have Jo here today. She's the specialist, but she's actually in Uzbekistan as we speak. I had hoped to connect up with her, but she's a little busy at this time. So, Kyrgyzstan, modern, vibrant, but it's also a nature lover's place. It's got the peaks, the gorges, you've got the yurt tents, it's mountainous, it's absolutely picturesque. That's where we start our journey in Bishkek, and then we travel through the regions, and we end up going to our next destination, which is Kazakhstan. Once again, Kazakhstan offers its own beauty and history. It's effortlessly cool. It's very chic. You've got the cosmopolitan leafy boulevards. You've got the cable cars. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains, and you would nearly think you're in the Grand Canyon over here, but you're not. Travelling on to Tajikistan. Once again, still lots of mountainous regions, beautiful scenery, absolutely beautiful scenery. I haven't travelled there yet, but looking forward to it. It's breathtaking, the landscapes, timeless traditions. It's really a hidden treasure. It's just ready to be discovered. 90% of Tajikistan is mountainous, and we head to Dushanbe. You've got, once again, a lot of Soviet era charm. You'll see that sort of like in a lot of the buildings, etc. And this is where we start to come up to the larger local bazaars. And you'll just see as we travel along, Uzbekistan, again, different sort of landscape. This is probably where you see a lot of pictures of Uzbekistan. Picturesque, the colours, the domes, the mosaics. Rajasthan Square, that is actually where Joe is as we speak, up here in Rajasthan Square. The beauty of Uzbekistan is you've got all the, it's steeped with history, but then you've got a fast train network. So up until now we've travelled by road, but then we can take 2 fast trains pretty much across the whole of Uzbekistan, so we get another mode of transport in there as well.
Should tell our government.
Yeah, exactly. I can get it right over here. And the Tashkent metro is stunning. I mean, it could be anywhere in Europe. It's absolutely beautiful. And we do a tour of the metro as well. And we finish in Turkmenistan. Oh, Turkmenistan. Quirky, city of marble, glitzy. It's really hard to describe, but it's a real fascinating place to finish. You've got Ashgabat, it's futuristic. It's very, very different to the other areas we would have travelled through to date. And it's a really lovely place to finish. So you go from the sort of the remote regions through to the mountainous regions. You go to these amazing, like the history of Uzbekistan, and then you finish in Turkmenistan. Travelling through Central Asia is unlike any other experience. It's a region, it is rich in Silk Road history, breathtaking landscapes, cultural diversity, but we also understand it comes with its own challenges. Border crossings, different countries, different currencies, navigating remote regions. That's why Croydon Travel has carefully curated this journey so that we can take the stress and the uncertainty out of travelling through this beautiful region. Meet your host, Joe. Thanks, Jamie, for already introducing Joe, and I have personally travelled with Joe. As of a few already, she came on the Sri Lanka journey. That was an area she had not been to. She has travelled over 80 countries, 13 tours through Central Asia. And what keeps her coming back when I asked her was the people. You know, their home-style cooking, their genuine hospitality. The locals. They really are welcoming and warm. I sort of said to her, and this is what I'd hoped it would be like, just with Sri Lanka, I think half the joy of travelling is the people, it's that connecting with people. And Jo has relationships with people she's travelled with even to this day. She'll go back and meet up with the local operator to whom's very, very experienced in the area. Part of putting together a journey to remote regions is making sure that you have a trusted, experienced local operator that you can rely on. Because when you're over there, they are your go-to for everything. But with a host travelling from Australia, you've also got that additional care factor. We do include everything, like most companies will do the tour highlights. We'll cover all the things that you would expect to be visited whilst you're in those countries. But then we do key highlights. So we add in that a little bit more. We do the hand-selected accommodation. Location, location, location. Not always the glitziest place. It's got to have service. It's got to be welcoming. It's got to give that whole experience. So you can choose somewhere that looks good on a brochure, but if you get there and it doesn't tick all the other boxes, then you're really left feeling a bit empty. Daily breakfast and dinner, early check-in on day one, so that when you get off your early morning flight, you can get straight to the hotel, have a rest, afternoon touring. The internal flights, comfortable air-conditioned coaches, never filled to capacity. So depending on minimum of group of 10 to be fully hosted from Australia. And small groups, so maximum of 22. High-speed trains, all the entrance fees. And then you get all these little extras, the golden eagle hunting demonstration, the felt carpet, just to name a few. extra highlights. So what we try and do is Croydon Travel bonus inclusions. When we're putting a tour together, especially to somewhere like the 5 Stands, there's a whole lot of other things that we try and include so that it's all up front, everything's taken care of. Things like the Croydon Travel host from Australia, I still think that is amazing, and with Joe's expertise in the area, it just lifts the whole experience. Welcome and farewell dinners, including beverages, because they are a celebration to start and a celebration with friends at the end. The visa issuance can be quite a tedious task, so we'll take care of that for you as well. Tips and gratuities are always those things that, for Australians, we kind of feel a bit awkward sometimes. We never know how much to tip, when to tip. It's actually all included in your fare. So we have our tour host doing all of the tipping for you. Signature special moments, home to airport return chauffeur transfers, so you don't have to worry about leaving your car or getting somebody to drop you off at the airport, and a local currency pack, so that when you are there, if you just want to buy something little at a market, you've got the local currency, the locals love it, and you don't have to bring out your credit card. Quick overview, this is the itinerary at a glance. There's more detail in the brochure. It's really just a quick overview. So if you're looking for something different, something real, something that's still off the beaten path, fully hosted, small group, with the local operators, local experts, like-minded travellers, the 5 Stands, maybe just calling you, and we'd love for you to join us. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, it is for September next year. Late August, early September, back before the footy season.
We have got brand new brochures that we'll be handing out at the end, but we wanted you to listen firstly, and then we'll give you the details at the end about all the tours. Thank you very much, Vikki. She's done a huge amount of research and put together an amazing brochure. Thank you very much. Next, we move on to, as I say, November next year with the fully chartered Murray River cruise. And as I say, very lucky to have Nathalie here from Murray River Paddlesteamers, and she'll talk you through this amazing destination. So thank you very much, Nathalie.
Thank you for inviting me, and welcome everybody coming out on it was a cold day, but beautiful sunny day. So Murray River Paddlesteamers, we're located about 2.5 hours north of Melbourne in Echuca. Murray River, a couple of months before Christmas last year was, do you want me to go that side?
Yeah, just come in some more because I'm
Do you mind
filming.
if I sit down a little bit?
You want to sit down?
So I've been going to a gym.
Sit down. Even better.
Yeah, and it's getting that lactic acid. Yeah, so about 3 months before Christmas last year, the Murray River was just got a nice gong as a top 25 best destinations to travel happened to be in 2025. So National Geographic go around the world trying to find these really beautiful places. So it's and they really concentrate on Australian stars. So with all that media attention we got as well, we're actually 90% full until the end of 2026. So by Croydon Travel securing their charter quite early, you are very lucky. There's only little bits of pockets left. So I'll get right into it. So Australia's first luxury river cruising in the Southern Hemisphere actually will be experience the ultimate and unparalleled in river cruising. So this is the itinerary that you'll be doing, which is 7 nights. So I've actually got the 3 and the 4 in there. So our 3 and 4 combined makes your 7 night, which is actually, it's all in the brochure anyway. So with our paddle steamers, it'll be the only wood steam paddle steamer fully accommodated in the world. So all the paddle steamers that go down the Mississippi are all diesel. So during the day, you'll just hear the shh of the paddle wheels. You won't hear the diesel rattling or anything like that. So at night time, we have a generator. So, and we use all the fallen red gum trees of the Murray River. So we don't go pulling down trees just to, Yeah, so it's actually 1907. So just a couple little pictures. So they're all render pictures because she's still in construction. She'll be finished in about 2 or 3 months, and we'll have a brand new brochure out, and we'll have some drone videos and things like that, which I'll send those to Jamie as well, and they'll be on our website. Okay, so River Stateroom, we've got 17 staterooms. All of our staterooms can be converted to twin share if you require that. They'll all have their own private ensuite, remote control heating, air conditioning, and full entertainment system as well. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry about that. So this sort of gives you a little look of the colour palette. So we're bringing sort of the outside to the inside. And that's just looking down a twin stateroom. So if I go back to the one before, so this panel here, we move that into the middle and the beds come back out. So it's quite a clever little trick. So twin stateroom. So we have one queen suite, and our queen suite is on deck 2. It's at the back of the vessel. It'll be fully gated. You'll have your own private deck with deck chairs. In most of our itineraries, the queen suite, and I'll get onto the king suite, are the first ones that have sold. So, which has been marvellous. So I'll go to the next one. Yep. So the king suite, as you can see, ceiling to floor windows. All of the all of the queen staterooms. Being a paddle steamer, you go straight out onto a deck. So and then we'll have floor to ceiling as well. So it's deck 1. So main deck 1, deck 2. So when you arrive, the day that you depart, we have a beautiful cocktail party where our captain will come down. He'll have a little chat to you all. Our head chef will come down and have a little chat if anybody has any, food intolerances that they forgot to mention, or something's popped up prior. You can go see him. Okay, so we've got the Grand William Randall dining rooms. This will give you a little feel. So we serve breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you have a choice. It's all a la carte, so it's not you've got the chicken, you've got the beef. Which happens a lot. So breakfast and lunch are obviously a la carte, and in the evening the whole ambiance will change. The lights will be dimmed, white tablecloths, we're going to have gold cutlery, beautiful candles as well. And weather permitting, we can dine out on the deck as well, al fresco. So all of our food we source from local as much as we possibly can of what's in season. So we're very proud of that. We actually currently have PS Emmy Lou. I don't know if anybody knows PS Emmy Lou, which was in the All the Rivers run. Where Emmy Lou, how this boat we decided to get built was Emmy Lou never goes with an empty cabin. We got wait list after wait list after wait list. People come back and do the itineraries again because they love it so much. And when I was up there not long ago on an itinerary, my whole shoulders go down. Like the wildlife, you're only 2.5 hours to Melbourne, but you feel like you're a world away from normal civilization, I guess. Okay, so immerse yourself in the elegant. So we're going to have a beautiful lounge, which is sort of a club feel. We've actually changed it slightly from these renders. It's going to have more wood panelling and think plush velvet chairs with press studs, and that'll be a beautiful central place. The afternoon you can go in there and have a drink there. We'll have an al fresco deck as well, and we'll have entertainers getting on at each stop that we do along the way. Next one, press the wrong one. Okay, so sightseeing, all-inclusive sightseeing. So on a 7-night, which you'll be doing a 7-night, 8-day, there's around about 10 onshore tours that you do. It sounds a lot. Most of the onshore tours, we don't start till 10 o'clock. We don't get out of bed at 7 o'clock and off you go on our coach. You have your beautiful breakfast, go back, have a little rest, get ready for your day exploring. A couple of the onshore tours, we've done a couple back-to-back as well. So these are some you'll do. We have a beautiful signature riverside barbecue. Personally, this is my absolute favourite. Our chef gets off and he actually does cook shrimp on the barbie. Barbecue steaks and beautiful salads, and we own this little plot of land. Then we have an entertainer who comes with a guitar. We have a beautiful crackling fire under the stars. If it's raining, obviously we don't do it, but we have beautiful big blankets that we give you. But I've been there in the middle of winter and it's really quite warm, so it's just lovely. People get up and start dancing and singing with the entertainment. Paracuda Station, which was used in All the Rivers Run, the movie. So we have exclusive to tour the property. No one else can tour this property. It's actually a family that owns it. It's 2,500 hectares. So we do a beautiful, actually, our captain does a lot of the tours, which is really lovely. He takes the tours, and he grew up in Echuca, so in that area he knows it quite well. So you walk around the grounds at that look, it's absolutely stunning. I've done down the Mississippi quite a few years ago, or my 50th, a few years ago, and I felt like I was back in the deep south. It had that beautiful feeling. So you have a look at the old Cobb and Coach as well. Then you end up on their beautiful deck overlooking the water, and you have your happy hour and charcuterie platters and things there as well. We do a tour to St Anne's Winery. So St Anne's Winery also has a tasting shop sort of thing in Echuca, but all of her wines are our house wines on our boat. So they're, I think over the counter, they're like $25, $30 bottles of wine. So we serve really nice wine. Actually, one of our directors is a wine connoisseur. So actually, I don't drink it, my guests won't be drinking it. We've also got the Heritage Farm Museum, which is quite fascinating. They've got all different museums inside the one museum. And Cole Binnaman, solo art and pub lunch at a local pub. So that's quite fascinating. The local pub, we're the only guests that will be in there, and the two ladies that own it, and they come out and they're very hysterical. They come out and talk a little bit about their life living in their area, etc. We get massive, great feedback from that. This is a brand new tour, which will just be for Australian start, and we have exclusive rights to Murray Gums Estate. It's the most beautiful place. Beautiful winery. It's also an olive grove. So you have lovely, you can see, lovely tastings. We've had lucky people on Emmylou. We had about 4 groups that got to go here, which is not a lot nicer than when we were using the smaller place before, but they've opened it up to us. It's olive groves, so you do your little olive tasting. So that's lovely. Torrombury Weir and the Lock. So on your 7-night itinerary, you actually start at Torrombury Weir. So we bus you there. So you've got a private coach up. We have a undercover car parking facility with toilets and all the bits over there. We then take you on our coach up to Torrombury Weir, which is only 40 minutes down the road, and then you sail down and finish in Echuca. So in a 7-night, you do about 180 nautical miles, and Murray River, as we've got here, it's the third longest river in the world. It's actually the third longest navigable river in the world after the Amazon and the Nile. It's just very windy. If you stretch it out, it's very, very windy. Okay, the Murray River Explorer. This is another one of our vessels. So you can pop on here and do an expedition cruise for about an hour, which a lot of the wildlife. We have I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, I forgot what his name was. I'm going blank. It's too late in the evening. He would sort of talk about all the wildlife and things like that. And we always say, if you don't see kangaroo jumping past, you get your money back. Okay, the Henry Hopwood Town Tour. So we do a town tour of the Henry Hopwood. Town tour, which is what's her name? Beth grew up in Echuca. She's been there for like 40 years and have to be one of the funniest women I've ever met in my entire life. She's got hilarious stories. People have tears coming out of their eyes. It's quite a fascinating tour. So a fully immersive itinerary. I'll go back. That's not you. Next one. So this is your itinerary coming up, which is 7 to 8 nights, and it's called All the Rivers Run, which is very apt, I think. So you start up at the top in Torrombury Weir, and then you'll work. And then you'll sort of work all your way down to Echuca. As I said, in by car it's only 40 minutes, but because we're going in and out to different areas, you actually go, where am I? you lose track basically of where you are. So the complimentary, well, you're not doing V-line, you're actually doing a coach, and I think it's actually lovely to do a coach because you're all together and you can meet each other before you go. So when you get there, obviously the complimentary transfer, luxury air-conditioned staterooms, all the meals, which I've said, onshore tours, beer and wine with dinner service. I do know on the second day, you're doing a beautiful Melbourne Cup afternoon, and I think that'll be in the Henry Hopwood Lounge and Bar, so I think that's something special that the Croydon Travel got for you. That's sorry, that should have been taken out. So that's me, and any questions?
Is that boat being built from ground up, or is it?
Absolutely, it's being built actually in Mildura at the moment, and
from the ground up,
absolutely from the ground up. It's being built in a hangar there. And the actual steam engine, it's a 1907 Garrett & Sons steam engine we got in maybe about a year ago from England, because they've got paddle steamers there, and we've reconditioned that. We bought it for like $60,000. It's cost us $500,000 to actually recondition it, but we wanted that, the old feel, the historic feel, how it used to be. And so the engine will be in the main deck, it'll be dropped in a void. So part of your onboard experiences, you get to talk to the engineer. He will tell you how the boats, how it's all run. And when I was on Emmylou, it's quite hilarious. It's quite funny because we do that for an hour. All the men seem to hang around and still want to talk to them. And the girls go off to get their cups of tea, and the men will get their beer and come back. But no, good question. So that'll be November. So it's still going to be lovely and new. And I said we will have pictures and drone pictures and all that, which for anyone that's booked or interested as well, I'll send to Jamie. Is anybody else? But I'll be here after anyway, so if you think of something, please come and see me. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So just on that, just a few little additions to that. Obviously, it'll be hosted all the way here from Croydon with Jacinta. What we're going to be doing is putting on a coach service from here at Croydon. And when we spoke about the airport to home transfers, we'll also be transferring anyone that's within the 40-50 kilometre radius of Croydon. We'll be picking you up from your home by private car.
Does that count?
We'll work it out. And we'll transport you to and from here. If you're not, and that's just so that the whole experience, you don't have to worry about driving up and there. But if you do want to drive up, they do have a car parking facility up there that if you want to drive yourselves, leave your car, that is an option. So we can do that for you. That'll be added experience, just one of those added touches, and also to just make it a bit of a unique Croydon travel tour experience. So we're very much looking forward to this one. As I say, I think it's one of those destinations once you delve more into and you think this is so close, and then when you look at what they've got to offer, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So I'm just waiting for Kim, and then once she's...
Yeah, I knew we'd get those next week. That's the other one.
So we're very lucky to have Kim here from AmaWaterways. She'll speak to you not only about the Ama cruise concept, but also about Colombia and why it's such an emerging destination. And then I'll come and speak to you at the end about a few other topics with it. So thank you very much.
Pleasure, Jamie. All right. Who here, before I start, who's done an APT river cruise before? Great. So there's a few of you. I used to work for them 20 years ago, and that is where I met Rudy and Christine, who actually own and founded the company, AmaWaterways. And I always said to them after I left APT, if you were ever going to come directly into Australia, keep me posted. Anyway, here you go. It took 20 years, but here I am. I was employee number 3. We opened our office in Australia just over 12 months ago. Before I get into that, the first thing I want to speak about, because it's probably in the forefront of a lot of your minds, and that is the safety in Colombia. Okay, very valid point. You may have seen Sofia Vergara on Netflix. You may think that it is all cocaine. Let me tell you, that is certainly not how we've built or funded our ships. Or the program. If there was any skerrick of risk or doubt, we would not go. You can look at Condé Nast Traveller, you can look at the New York Times, you can look at National Geographic, and you look at any of the top 20, top 50 destinations that they're recommending for people to go, and Colombia is absolutely up there. The country has been cleaned up. If you're looking at cities like Medellin, which has had a notorious past, the amount of investment into tourism infrastructure, not only in that city but into the whole country, has been immense. Whilst we're European owned and we've been selling for 22 years, we sell a lot across America, Canada, the UK, and obviously Australia, but also Latin America. And if we look at our American friends and colleagues who are a lot more risk averse than I would say Australians are, as I say, if there was any risk, any danger, we would not go. And you may look at DFAT and you may look at a current warning, and that is fundamentally for the south of Colombia. We are nowhere near Venezuela. Our itinerary, our whole program is focused up on the north. To bring something like this to life has taken years, and it's been a lifelong dream of Rudy Schreiner, who sailed a bamboo raft down the Amazon in '75. So since then, he has wanted to come back to the region. Safety is paramount for him when developing a region. And when you look at Colombia, for us, second most biodiverse country in the world. We will talk about the history, the culture, and I will show you a couple of very short videos. But this, for us, it's history in the making. No one else is on this river. We have built the infrastructure, we have built the ports, we've built the steps into the river, we've built the ships to take you to small stilt villages. Everything we have done in conjunction with the Colombian government, local authorities wherever we go. And for us, it wasn't just about having an office in Cartagena or building 2 ships. This is about being at the front of sustainable travel and making sure that what we do makes a difference and works with the communities and the people and the villages everywhere that we go. So that's the focus. If you've got any more questions about safety or anything like that, happy to answer at the end. But I hope that gives you a little bit of comfort. 22 years, we say, we've been leading the way. Rudy and Christine always wanted to build a company and develop tours that went to places they wanted to visit, but that the experience on board was also something that they would really enjoy to do, and really gave guests an immersive experience in the destination. So Colombia for us is no different to everywhere else where we go in the world. So we are very much an all-inclusive cruise line. So you can do potentially up to 6 excursions a day across a couple of different ports. When you're traveling with us to Colombia, you'll be hard pushed to do more than 3 in a day. And this is because often you are disembarking the ship onto a smaller boat to go to a local village. But all of your shore excursions with us are included. All of your meals. So we always have our main restaurant. On our Colombian ships, we are calling it a special dining experience. On our European ships, we would call it the chef's table. So think 6-7 course degustation menu with matched wine. Again, all included, but you have the option of different dining venues. I'm often asked about alcohol in the Australian market. We include all of your beer, wine, soft drink with lunch and dinner. We usually do sparkling wine with breakfast as well. Some people like to kick off their day with a mimosa. Only takes one. If one does it, everyone does it. If no one does it, then no one does it. Something else that we always offer is the hour before dinner every day. It's a sip and sail cocktail hour. This is an open bar. So,
How much sipping's done?
pardon?
How much sipping is done?
As much as you would like. But we usually hero a couple of different cocktails each day. And if you love the one that we serve on a Tuesday, which may be a lemon drop martini, and you don't see it on the menu on Thursday, you can ask for it. We will make what you like. We have a no corkage policy on board. If you're doing something locally that revolves around wine or alcohol, you can bring it back on board. If you're bringing your duty free from home, you can drink it anywhere on board. You don't need to hide it in a paper bag or only drink it in your stateroom, okay? The other thing is, often after dinner, depending on the destination where we are, a lot of our guests like to go ashore and explore. So granted, there is a small percentage that like to drink for their country, but the vast majority like to explore the destinations that they're in. We also have your cruise manager with you for the duration. Not only your cruise, but usually your pre or post-cruise extension. And again, all of your gratuities are included with us. This is not only your onboard cruise staff, but also your local guides and drivers. So again, it's about taking that angst out of it for you. We also offer unlimited Wi-Fi. And in Europe, we also offer a complimentary bicycle fleet.
E-bikes?
We don't do e-bikes, and there's a very good reason for that. When our ships were previously chartered, the highest rate of injury came from people riding e-bikes. There is a line out there that says you never forget how to ride a bike. That's actually not true. We would find often with an e-bike, they weigh 25, 30 kilos. People who are not used to riding them, they might be on the cobbled streets of Europe, and then they come up to a set of lights, forget to put their feet down or hit the turbo button, and we just like our guests to be in control of their own destiny. I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So on to Colombia. The Rio Magdalena is the cultural and natural heart of Colombia. It was named by a Spanish conquistador, Rodrigo Bastidas, in 1501. And another philosophy that we very much live and breathe with AmaWaterways is that an ocean will take you to a destination and a river will take you through it. So this for us, as I mentioned, has been a very long time in the making. Our first ship, she is currently on her 4th departure. Originally she was going to start in November last year. Colombians don't build ships quite as quickly as the Europeans do. So in the end, Rudy flew out 6 boat builders from Europe to help finish the vessel. And it's very much been an all hands-on project. We've got the most magnificent gentleman, Beno, overseeing the whole entire project. And as I say, we've got an operations office now based out of Cartagena. And anyone who's done an ocean cruise, you may, if you've been through South America, you may actually have been to that port. This was during construction, and this should give you a little taste of what we have now managed to pull together. She's the first of 2 ships, so our next ship will be coming later this year. And when I say that it took a community, this here is a little video of our inaugural cruise, and everybody in the local community who were 3-4 deep to clap and cheer what for them is a brand new income pathway, career structure for so many, jobs for so many, and many of the villages we go through, it is the first time they've actually seen tourists. So our Ama Magdalena is our first vessel. The Ama Melodia, which is the one that Croydon Travel has chartered or part chartered, she's identical. Yeah, we've just taken one grand suite, which can be quad share, and she will be made into 2 junior suites on the Ama Melodia. So this gives you an idea. This is your lead-in stateroom. Not bad, eh? Twin balconies across our fleet globally. So second largest fleet in the world we have. 31 ships we can currently sell into, a pipeline of 10 on the way by 2027. 80% of the ships in our fleet feature what we call a twin balcony concept. So you've got your French balcony with your floor to ceiling sliding doors that open and a sit out veranda. So you've really got the best of both. You've got your main restaurant as well. Just a couple of different angles. A pool, we've also got a wellness host on board. And again, this is complimentary. You could start your day with yoga, Pilates, a stretching class in the pool, dancing on the sun deck, it's all included. So if we're looking at Colombia and the Magdalena, this is the itinerary of the cruise. So we are right up in the north of the country, and what we actually had to also do is to dredge out this canal here. So that took a little bit longer than anticipated, but it's there now. We are the only company doing this itinerary. We have this river exclusively for at least the next 10 years. So you'll be starting your cruise with us in Barranquilla. So I'm just going to run through some of their images, and I know Simon's lived here and he is dying to talk to you about some of the other places that you're going to visit. You'll do a stilt house tour. We've got walking tours. We've got entertainment daily on board. In Mompox, you'll have 2 days here. We do an exclusive jazz performance. You've got cumbia dancing. This will be on board as well. And I did mention the second most biodiverse country in the world. So the wildlife that you will see on some of these excursions is absolutely amazing. If any of you are on social media, feel free to join our Facebook page. It is AmaWaterways Loyal Guests, and you will see guests who are in country presently and some of their absolutely incredible photos. So in Calamar, we will do a sightseeing tour by Paola. And of course, we've got the fabulous Cartagena as well. You'll also be starting this particular package with 3 nights in Medellin, and you will conclude with 3 nights in Panama at the end, and we actually include travel through the Panama Canal. And I know for a lot of people, that is certainly, I mean, aside from being an engineering marvel, it's something that also features on people's list. So that just gives you a bit of an overview of what we have. In Cartagena as well, we do a famous Carnival experience on every single departure. Vikki's done a phenomenal job pulling a brochure together. And of course, I'm here as well, so if you've got more questions, feel free to ask. But certainly a destination, early adapter, if you want to get on board with something that is really at the forefront of sustainable tourism and looking at making a difference in the world, then I think absolutely fantastic destination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim, and I hope that for a few of you it's changed a bit of a misconception a lot of people have got out there about Colombia. Now, I just wanted to raise a little bit more about this journey. Obviously, I will be hosting it, so I'm putting a bit of faith in myself here, but I am looking forward to it. It's an amazing thing, but what I'm also very excited about is that my brother Scott will be joining me, and he'll have a chat to you in a moment. Now, Scott actually lived in Colombia, and he also speaks fluent Spanish, so it's a big advantage going to be to have him on tour with me. My Spanish is very, very limited, but he will talk to you in a moment about that and his experiences in Colombia. As I say, this is really about a cultural immersion, getting to a country that is very, very unique. Now, a lot of people over my 30 years have said to me, what are your favourite countries that you've been to? And many of you might see on my email signature, I regularly put on there Cuba. Now, Scott and I went to Cuba over 20 years ago, and at the time I was just blown away by this country that a lot of people have got a misconception about. Go there, and the people and what you experienced there was just amazing, and it still to this day is one of my favourite countries, and I'm expecting just as much from Colombia, if not more. So I'll let Scott just say a brief few things about Colombia, and as I say, I'll then introduce a few other things that we're going through, and continue on, and we've got a few questions towards the end. So.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Yeah, that's right. So like Jamie, I've had a passion for travel my whole life. I haven't made a career out of it the way Jamie has, but I've spent much of my life living and travelling overseas. I've spent 2.5 years in South America. Travelled all through South America, pretty much visited every country in Central and South America, and by far my favourite country is Colombia. So when Jamie said he was thinking of putting a tour together for Colombia, I thought, got to be part of that. And it's not uncommon to hear that. If you speak to people who have travelled a lot in South America, they'll often say Colombia is their favourite. And I think the reason for that is the people and the culture. It's probably the most South American experience you can have in South America. Incredibly warm, welcoming people. So the music, the dancing, and the sort of love for life that you associate with South America, you get that in Colombia. If I think like in Argentina, it's famous for the tango dance, but in reality, when you go to Argentina, very few Argentinians actually dance tango, and if you go there, it's more of a spectator sport. Whereas in Colombia, every single Colombian without fail dances salsa, merengue, and cumbia, and it's very much a participation sport. So you won't be watching from the sidelines; they'll draw you into it. And even if you've got 2 right feet like me, as long as you give it a go, you really get drawn into the culture. And it's that kind of culture that makes Colombia so memorable for me. You just seem to get drawn into these incredible, surreal experiences. I was invited to family functions, to weddings, even to a funeral, and on a reality TV show. These are all things that happened in Colombia that wouldn't have happened anywhere else, and I think we'll get a bit of that on this tour because they're just that kind of people. They're very welcoming and happy to see tourists, but especially Australians. They just love seeing Australians, and they want you to experience their culture, which they're very proud of. So yeah, when Jamie said he was thinking of putting together a tour for Colombia, I thought, amazing. And this itinerary we've put together is really special. So we start the tour in Medellin, which is the second biggest city in Colombia, and that's the city to go to in Colombia, more so than Bogota, the capital. But Bogota is very big and busy, whereas Medellin is beautiful climate, eternal spring they call it, beautiful mountains, and really modern city now with lots of culture, lots of the lights. Yeah, sure, put the lights on. We're finished. Hey? No, it's fine, put the lights on. I'll show the 55 at the end. So we start in Medellin, and we finish in Cartagena, which is a Caribbean city. So you get the 2 different climates and the 2 different cultures. And they're both cities I visited previously, so I'm looking forward to going back to those. I've got some friends in Medellin that we'll probably meet up with when we're there. But the part I'm most looking forward to is this cruise that AmaWaterways have just built, because that's a part of the country that was previously inaccessible to tourists. Certainly wasn't on the cards when I was there. So we'll be visiting colonial villages and indigenous communities along that river, which, as you mentioned, have not had tourists before. So we're really going to see some unique parts of Colombia. So yeah, really happy to be a part of it. I'll be going along as Jamie's +1. You can think of me as your co-host, so any problems with your hotel room, if your pillow's too fluffy, speak to Jamie about that. He loves that stuff. But if you need a hand with the language or the local culture and hopefully getting to meet some of the locals, hopefully I'll be able to help with that. So yeah, really looking forward to it, and I hope some of you can join us on this journey. It's going to be a special one.
Thank you, Scott. I'll turn the blue screen off, and oh no, he's got one more slide. So just a few things to wrap up with. Thank you very much to all our presenters. Also, just hot off the press, because Norfolk Island went so well, we are going to be operating that again in May next year. We haven't got a brochure for that tonight, but it'll be very much the similar program to what Jacinta put on this year, and we'll have those details out on newsletter to you soon. So if you missed out this year and saw all the photos, or you've got friends that want to come along, please let us know. We also have a very unique offer. You guys are going to be the first ones to see the brochure. It's being released tonight. It'll be on our website as of tomorrow and being emailed out to our full database tomorrow afternoon. You'll see on there that there's a special early bird discount basically for any tour that you book and pay a deposit. It's a $1,000 deposit for any of our tours. Do that by the 30th of June. You'll receive an early bird discount of $500 per person. And we're also really going into promoting travelling with friends. We found that, especially on Norfolk, the couples that found another couple to travel with, or what it really did work well, and it gelled well with the other people in the travelling party. So basically, if you put together 2 or more rooms, we'll give a further $250 per person discount for anyone that does that. That's on top of the early bird discount. So
Can we do one person a room?
No, I knew there'd be one that'd come up with a no, per room, so we'll see how we go. So just to recap, these are all hosted tours once you're on them. Just to explain, with Colombia and also with the 5 stands tour, at this stage you'll see the itinerary in the brochure. We haven't included the air itinerary or the airfares. The reason for that is they are still more than 11 months in advance, so we can't actually get any of that. But also, I feel with a lot of these places, people will go across and do other things along the way. They might do some time in Santiago, Chile, Galapagos, whatever with Colombia, or with the 5 stands go to Europe first and come back through there. So we will help you with all of the airfares inquired, but we'll also be showing you the airfare and itinerary that we will be going on and hosting. So if you still want to be hosted all the way from Melbourne, we will still provide all of that for you. So the brochure, as I say, brochures are up the back. We're very excited. Next year, as I say, 55 years of Croydon Travel. There's a picture of the old shop front in Main Street, 1971, 55 years, so it's very exciting. I'm still regularly in touch with Phil Asker, who started Croydon Travel. He's very excited about what we're doing with the company. And I think I've covered everything on my dot points there. I just want to thank you all for coming. Please spread the word. I know there's 30 of you here tonight. We can only max it at 30 for the space we've got, but please tell your friends. I already know that probably I've got 4 or 5 couples already, friends of mine that are doing the Murray. So that will be start bookings from tomorrow. So please get in early. We do have all the staff staying around. Obviously you've met Scott, Jacinta's up the back, Vikki, and Angela's there still as well, and obviously Kim and Nathalie. Jacinta's here, who just got back from Norfolk, so you can speak to her about that and her plans for Murray later in the year. So we've done pretty well. I think we've kept it under the hour, which was our plan. Thank you very much for coming. It's very exciting what's coming up for us, and we look forward to seeing you all on some tours shortly with us.
Well done.
If there's any questions questions that you think it'd be worthwhile the group hearing, we're welcome to take those now, but a lot of people feel, you know, more coming up, speaking one-on-one with us or making an appointment to come in. But if anyone's got any questions, we're welcome to quickly take them now, or you can mingle with us all afterwards. So, no questions? Sorry to put the pressure on, but we'll see how we go. Thank you very, very much for coming, everyone. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that.